Hello everyone. So in this lesson we are going to cover law of diminishing marginal utility, which states how marginal utility varies with our level of consumption, and also we are going to find out what will be our optimum level of consumption under this law. Alright. So in previous video we have derived this table. It gives us our number of slices, so quantity consumed, total utility and marginal utility. Now if we try to plot the utility function that may have generated these total utility numbers, so what we are seeing, total utility, initially these numbers they are going up, and at some point around fifth or sixth slice it is getting stagnant, and afterwards it is eventually coming down. So our plot will be something like this. So it will start from 0, because again 0 consumption, 0 utility, we are measuring consumption in horizontal axis and we are measuring total utility in vertical axis. So it will start from 0, it will go up like this, it will get stagnant here, and then it will eventually come down. And now if we try to see what our marginal utilities are looking like, initially it is 10, then with every consecutive unit it is actually coming down. When our total utility is hitting this highest point around 30, it is becoming 0, and afterwards it is becoming negative. So if we try to plot our marginal utility curve, it is steadily coming down, then it is cutting the horizontal axis when our total utility is hitting the highest point, and eventually it is going down further. So what our law of diminishing marginal utility says, it basically says marginal utility of consuming a good will be reducing with every additional consecutive unit of consumption. Alright, so what it practically says is we will be getting less and less satisfaction from every additional unit. For our example, what is happening is we are getting full as we are eating more and more slices of pizza, and if we still keep eating after we are completely full, we might get sick. Alright, so just one little point here. When you are writing the definition, it is very important to mention this word additional or addition, because it is not just getting less satisfied, it is getting lesser satisfaction from that additional units. Because even though you see our marginal utility is falling, our total utility is actually rising up to some point. Right. So now we are going to see this mathematically. So mathematically, for one good our utility function will look like u is equal to u of q. Our marginal utility is nothing but du dq, that is the slope of utility function, and diminishing marginal utility suggests that this slope is decreasing, that is d of mu by dq, that will be 0. So if you see, initially our slope is something like this, then as we are moving rightwards our slope is actually falling, then it is becoming like this, it is becoming 0, and then eventually it is becoming negative, right? And that is exactly what is happening here. So from this schedule we can also find out what will be our optimum level of consumption. So basically this point. So if our optimum choice of consumption is Q star, then what we are getting here through our first order and second order condition of maximization, our FOC will be du dq is equal to 0. That is exactly what is happening here. At Q star our marginal utility is becoming 0, and second order condition will be the second derivative, so dmu dq will become negative. So our marginal utility must be falling at Q star, and again that is what is exactly happening here. In the next part we will discuss our utility maximization with more than one goods and limited budget.